Hi, Dr. Mark here for Natural Health. Hope you're having a great day. Sorry we got late patients, so we'll kind of shorten up a little bit. But last week we missed the chiropractic month, so people just need to be aware that chiropractic does more than neck and back pain. We're going to talk about that here in a second. And chiropractic science is really, there is a science of chiropractic. It's not a believe in it or not. It's actually a science, and been going on since 1895. And so, again, just important information what chiropractic can do. It's really a different healthcare paradigm than mainstream medicine, where that's looking at drugs and surgery, and there's a place for that. But chiropractic can actually help get the body to work correctly so it can heal itself. You don't need all that stuff. So, of course, I'm Dr. Mark. I've been doing this for 40 years now, more than 40 years, and so we combine in our office the chiropractic science, chiropractic adjusting and work there with nutritional approaches and dietary advice, so the body can actually have the things it needs to heal itself. The body can heal itself. These things are not miracles, even though they seem like miracles when the body does it all by itself. It's been done that way for thousands and thousands of years. Only in the last 100 years do we have all these patent medicines and all this stuff going on. And that's a whole another night to talk about that. That's really showing up the weaknesses that we're seeing with this COVID stuff, I think, more and more. I know the EU had a big thing over the weekend. They're talking about the problems with the vaccines and all the things going on with that and all the different things. So a lot of information there. We'll cover that some other night. So anyway, the nervous system, we're looking at the autonomic nervous system here. Different parts of the nervous system. There is the spinal cord in that area, which is more the motor nerves. These are the autonomic nervous system, which have to do with the organs and things. All the cells of the body are directly or indirectly controlled by the nervous system, whether the nerves control the glands that control different areas, or the nerves are directly wired into certain areas. There's definitely a control. So chiropractic can affect everything in the body, not only neck and back pain, which is an important thing, of course, but all the organs and nerves that go on, and all the different organs and glands in the body that go on there. So chiropractic is, again, your body's under the control of the brain and nervous system as long as you are alive, and that's all that really matters, is when you're alive, that your body is controlling that if it can. Now, that's where we get into problems with the reasons why people need to be adjusted to help the body to do that. And even as we get into our nutrition work, finding out the barriers that keep the body from being able to heal itself, like heavy metals, mercury and aluminum and things. Your brain is protected by the skull, and your spinal cord is protected by the spinal column. So those are, of course, the body knows that these structures are very important, and so they're very well protected. Just like the heart is protected very well in the rib cage. They're very important areas. Spinal bones move out of normal alignment and interrupt your normal nerve flow, because as those nerves leave the spinal column, the holes there by the vertebra can get unhappy, and whether by direct misalignment or by environmental problems and different things like bad diets and different things that cause muscle spasms. And anyway, the nerve gets irritated, and wherever that nerve goes to, then can have pain, can have loss of muscle control, can have loss of function in an organ or gland. So we want to get that under control. So this disruption of normal nerve flow is referred to as vertebral subluxation. So there's four parts of a vertebral subluxation: the bone being misaligned, the nerve that's being pinched, the muscle that's in spasm to help protect that, and the ligament that lost function that allowed the vertebra to misalign in the first place. Ligaments are what controls how far these vertebrae go, and if they get weakened by whatever reason, whether by direct trauma or by lack of nutrition, then the vertebra misalign and irritate these nerves, and you have this cascade of problems and symptoms. So vitals know that subluxations can be silent, causing problems long before symptoms occur. So a lot of people even have all kind of X-rays or MRIs later find out that there's been problems there for a long time. But that's why it's important to get adjusted on a regular basis. That way you keep from having problems that don't show up for a long time. Once it shows up, then it's been there for a long time. It takes a long time to get things back in place, these ligaments to heal and things. Ligaments take longer than bones to heal. So chiropractors find subluxations by performing a spinal and by performing a spinal adjustment, facilitate a return of normal nerve supply, which then the body can use that normal nerve supply to help heal the body. So normal nerve supply results in a greater expression of life for you. It allows energy that the brain is making to go down the spinal cord into the organs and glands, and help the body to work correctly, to be able to heal itself. Now, a little bit of part of the last week's topic of pain and inflammation. Pain and inflammation is there on purpose. The body puts them there on purpose. Inflammation is the way the body heals itself. Pain is the body giving you a red light. Don't do that. It's going to damage a nerve, whatever. And when you use medications to stop inflammation or stop pain, that's okay for sleep or whatever, but you don't want to do that and then go work or do sports or whatever, because you tear it all up, worse than it was before. So, normal inflammation is important. We just don't want it to last forever. We want the body to be able to heal itself and then not end up with inflammation that becomes a long-term thing that lends towards arthritis and all kind of problems in the joints and things, because that is not healing up correctly. And chronic pain becomes a problem because the body just can't heal the area. It's keeping the signal going about don't do that, but people go ahead and do it anyway because they got to work what they got to do. So it's important to realize that pain and inflammation is important, as well as chiropractic adjustments, not only for the pain and inflammation, but for normal nerve flow to help the body to heal. If we could keep the body healing and working correctly, we wouldn't have all this degenerative disease that we have, as heart disease is the primary cause of mortality. You have diabetes, you have cancer. Again, but by the time you add the diets and these nerve impingements, that's what lends towards a lot of this disease process. So I think that's enough for me. It says it's definitely getting late. Let Dr. Chip give you some more great information. We probably won't see you next week because it's Halloween. I don't know if are we having anything next week? I think we are. We'll probably see you next weekend. Anyway, if you do have, or next Monday, if you do have, or go out and have a Halloween, don't eat the candy, throw it away, do what you gotta do. Just don't eat that junk. And hopefully the one will be good for everybody. Again, don't forget to check out our website, naturalhealthquincy.com, where we have videos about what we do here at the office. We have free consultations if you want to know what we do. Also, you can come in and ask questions that way. So I'll turn it over to Dr. Chip. Have a great week. Thanks.
Okay, very good. So we're on Chiropractic Science. I'm Dr. Chip, and we'll continue here. Now we'll do that. Well, forgot the spine here. So again, with Chiropractic Science, again we're talking about how chiropractic works and what's going on here. So you can see is that chiropractically we talk about the spine, the vertebra of the spine here too, and how when we have proper alignment with the spine, it's able to send out good nerve and blood flow, especially the nerve flow. And that's why we want to make sure is that when the brain is able to have that spinal cord aligned, or we have the spinal cord aligned, right, with adjusting vertebral segments here, we're able to get proper communication from our brain to our body, and then so it can kind of from the brain down the spinal cord out to the body. And so again, the brain is actually able to send the right signals to those different areas, such as the organs, glands, tissues, everything like that too. So that's what chiropractic is mainly, the science here is mainly about, is making sure that our brain is actually able to send signals and send the correct signals to the rest of the body. And so again, that's just kind of more of a brief description of how that all works. A lot of times too is that we want to make sure that our brain and body is balanced to where it's able to sufficiently help the intelligence of our body function correctly. And so when we're able to do that well, we're able to help the body heal. Now the body is always, you would say, self-healing and self-regulating. Just like when you get a cut on your hand, you don't actually do anything to heal the cut, like an ointment or anything. The body is healing that cut on its own. We are just helping it not to get infected or anything like that. And so again, the body is naturally doing this most of the time, or all of the time. But again, there are impediments or things that are actually interfering with that process. So as we get things adjusted, or again, in the chiropractic sense there too, helping things to get in good alignment, that's helping the body to achieve good health because it's able to help the brain and body connect well. Again, send proper communication there. And so again, like we say, is that chiropractic, we have physiological changes. And so we really, a lot of times too, talk about the nervous system and the circulation. And like we just explained or showed there, is that when our nervous system is working properly, when it's functioning well, it's able to give the correct input, actually it's able to receive correct input, and actually give out the correct output. And so we'll kind of talk about here too, is that the nervous system, again, has different states. And again, our brain, again, it's kind of more of the nervous system, kind of the chiropractic science here, is that our brain is always perceiving different information from our environment. And why that's important is because based on the information it's getting from our environment, kind of more of the input that it's taking in, it's going to actually output different things of our body. So say for instance, again, we have different modes here. So say for instance our body or our nervous system is picking up a threat from the outside. It's actually kind of more of activating a mode of the fight or flight response, you would say. And what that does is it actually communicates to the nervous system, hey, there's a threat, we need to fight, flee, or hide. And it's trying to do that because it's trying to help your body survive in that environment. And so what that does, it starts to signal, the brain starts to signal different pathways or communicates to the body in different ways to where it starts producing a lot of chemicals. It starts to shape or gear up the muscles to actually exert a lot of energy. It's able to, you'd say, give different outputs there to where the body is trying to gear up for those certain situations. And so again, in the immediate threat or that little circumstance or situation, that's very adaptive. And it's really all about adaptation. And so when, again, there's a tiger in the room, or when you have to get out of the way of a moving bus or a huge boulder coming down the mountain, again, those are not really much we see nowadays, but the bus or the car, all that too, those are immediate threats or dangers that helps us to get out of the way and helps us to survive. It's very adaptive. And so again, the same thing would go there too, is that with our parasympathetic, more of our rest and digest, say the environment is more of a relaxing environment, it's where we're getting ready for dinner, breakfast, lunch, any of that, and we need to digest our foods properly. So again, the brain, kind of more picking up different senses, it's more the sight, smell, taste, touch, and hear. But in this analogy here, the smell is important because as we smell our foods, we're able to activate different processes there too, helps our digestion system get ready for what we're about to eat. It produces the right enzymes and everything there too to help actually assimilate that food well. So again, we're seeing the food, we're smelling the food, we can grab it and start to actually touch the food, and then we eat it, taste the food, and that's all gearing up our body to actually handle those things very well, digest our food very properly. And so again, both of those are very adaptive at that standpoint. But say that we are in this system, the parasympathetic system, and there's a bus coming. Now, if we're very calm and lackadaisical, we're not gonna be able to get our bodies moving, and that's very maladaptive. We would actually be probably hit by the bus there, and we would either suffer very, extreme injuries or possibly death. So again, that's very maladaptive. We don't want to be in that state when that circumstance is there. Same thing with the fight or flight here. If we were in this system all the time, or say in this mode, and we're geared up all the time, we're producing all those chemicals to flee, fight, or hide, and that's very maladaptive as we're trying to rest, digest, and assimilate our foods properly. And then because this is kind of more of your recovery process. When you're able to digest your foods well, when you're able to rest, recover, sleep, that's helping to repair tissue as through self-healing, self-regulating. But we can't do that all the time. But again, it's always about adaptation, and that we want to make sure to go back and forth with these states here too. So that's a big thing too, is that chiropractic, or again, getting our brain and body balanced well, a balanced body can actually do very well, be very adaptive in these different modes, can go back and forth. So again, a different aspect there. So again, chiropractic 2, again, talking about the science here, we talk about this, the spinal column, the brain, all that too. But also is that there's actually, this is kind of past research, kind of I think done back in the 80s here. It's a book, it's called The Body Electric, it's by Robert Becker and Gary Selden. And there's more information about it, and there's more and more information coming out, research and all that. But it's explaining that our body is it's very much like an electrical system, and that we pick up, you would say, electricity or energy throughout our different environments. We're picking that up throughout different things in the world or in our lives there too. But the system works more of like an electrical circuit, and so you could say the brain, again, more of that communication system, where it's telling the different systems of the body, you say like circulation or elimination system or muscle system, all these systems, it's telling that based on electrical impulses from the brain to the body. And when again that is interfered, or there's something unbalanced, or the brain and body are not in coherence or harmony, that's when you can start having issues. So again, just like your TV, your phone, all those electrical appliances, your car, if it's not able to have a good battery or anything like that, it's not able to run efficiently, then you're going to start seeing or noticing problems with those different systems. And so again, it's just kind of more of our body, showing that our body is more functioning like that electrical machine or the system there too. It's pretty cool. And so again, chiropractic in general, again, we kind of say there too, is communication. It's really more about how our brain and body is able to communicate effectively back and forth. And so again, able to interpret the outside correctly, which helps the body to output, and again, different systems of our body. And so that we're actually, you would say, adapting to our world very well. And that's the main thing, adaptation. And so when our brain and bodies are communicating very, very well, we're able to be very adaptive and maintain good health and well-being. And so again, just kind of cool picture there, a little handshake out of the computer there, with a phone too. And again, just like anything, communication in any area of life is very important. But again, especially very important for our brain and bodies to communicate properly, to where again we can achieve good health. So again, kind of more short and sweet for tonight. Sorry again for the little late appearance here. But again, you can always follow us at Natural Health Quincy IL at Facebook, YouTube, right on Instagram. We're located at 2000 Jefferson Street in Quincy, Illinois. The number is 217-228-2040. And you can actually also subscribe to our email list at naturalhealthquincy.com. And so again, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a great week here. Again, like Dr. Mark explained there too with Halloween, have a good Halloween. Don't eat too much of that candy, or if anything, you don't have to eat it all. Just find some good things there. But enjoy the time. Happy to see the people in costumes and all that. But again, thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next time.